One of the most interesting things you'll experience in the context of Caribbean life is how different our individual nation cultures are from each other. Trinidad and Guyana are so close, yet so far away. Antigua and Dominica, forget about it. And not even mutual saints could cause you to confuse St. Kitts with St. Vincent or St. Lucia. But what causes the culture clash? It's worth mentioning that we all share a similar history as nations that were established in the aftermath of European colonialism, with many of us having West African origins due to the Atlantic slave trade. But the diversity of culture, language, and even skin color is owed to a variety of contributing factors. Dominica, for example, the French were the first to establish a successful colony there, a fact responsible for that familiar twang that you hear in the Dominican English accent.
The reason why they had to do that is because they did not catch the person that do it.
Hear it? And in the case of Trinidad and Guyana, the East Indian influence on their cultures is quite obvious, owed to the British using Indian indentured servitude as a substitute for slave labor in the early 19th century. All that being said, almost every Caribbean nation came from the same birth, namely independence from some quality of colonial exploitation. We share so much geopolitical common ground that we even tried a federal union at one point. Here, let the government OGs school you.
And that was 1946, and they saw that. Mind you, they added something else that has waned a little, and that's West Indian nationhood.
Yes.
In 1946, there was a strong feeling that we would emerge as a single Caribbean state. Of course, federation was tried in 1958, and the impossibility was somewhat evident.
I stood very proudly last week while I was in Miami, and to hear a person of Bajan origin extol times repeatedly the virtues of the OECS. And he claims that it is the best formula for Caribbean integration. During the break, I quickly walked over to him and reminded him that in the recent past, his own prime minister, he's now deceased, had felt the need to draw himself closer to the OECS and wanted to subscribe to the OECS, but got tripped out when they recognized that we had to deal with the whole issue of the single currency. And the Barbadian currency would have had to give way to the EC dollar. And I think that was too much for the Bajan pride to swallow. So I think that they fell apart.
Something tells me that the same spirit which caused that union to fail is still alive and well today. And sure, we have CARICOM and OECS as examples of Caribbean teamwork, but what we also have is this. Just pure prejudice. So why don't we like each other? How is it that one Caribbean national can have preconceived biases against another because he's from another Caribbean country? Are we worried that this conflict essentially stems from invisible lines drawn by colonial powers that separate cousins and aunties and uncles from one another? This is an old story. Ever heard of the Rwandan genocide? A conflict between two African groups that lived in the same neighborhood for hundreds of years. And their stubborn nationalistic tendencies made them highlight their differences instead of the things they had in common. This made it easy for colonial divide and conquer tactics to exploit both sides, until, of course, tragedy struck. We can learn from them. Is a Jamaican really more intrinsically violent and lawless than an Antiguan on a per capita basis? Are Dominicans really justified in their prejudice towards their Haitian neighbors? Or is it really that we're all descendants of exploited people that would tend to gain more by working together instead of voluntarily separating ourselves? We all pray for socioeconomic stability in our region, and with the changing of political tides comes uncertainty. it would seem that the best way to brace ourselves is to find common ground in our shared Caribbean cultural identity, seeing ourselves for the brothers and sisters and cousins and relatives that we literally are. This has been a production of Antigua.news. I am Orville Charles.
Illuminate your space with style and efficiency through our unbeatable selection of outdoor and indoor ceiling lights. Stay cool and comfortable with our range of ceiling fans, perfect for any occasion. Need to tackle those do-it-yourself projects? Our top quality hardware tools have got you covered. Upgrade your bathroom with our stunning vanities that combines elegance and functionality. Beat the heat with our energy-efficient air conditioning units. But that's not all. We sell sand, stones, cement, you name it, we've got it. Wait, fed up with your nosy neighbor? Get your smart fence and keep your business. Well, just that, your business. Don't have enough cash? That's easy. With affordable plans to suit your pocket and your lifestyle, let us take care of your payment plans. Your home, your style, our products. Visit us today at Casada Gardens and find everything you need to make your home a haven.